Radio.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
New voices amplified. Earground.
Good evening. Welcome to Earground, another edition of the Earground conversations. Tonight is going to be exciting. We have a very interesting topic, interesting guests, and my name is Plot Marco. I'm your host tonight on this program. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as advertised earlier on, for those that have seen the adverts, we have a couple of guests. Amongst them is Rockford Jospat, whose song is Playing Under My Voice. And we also have Lazy T, a producer. We have Trevor Dongo. We have Knox, all the way from SA. Xtra Large, we have Norman. We have Cindy, MacDee, and Joe Machingura from Haitian Fashion. So just to start off the conversation, we're going to start from the background, tracking and tracing the roots of urban grooves, and until we get to the climax of what really went wrong, what happened with urban grooves. Thank you so much, McDonald, for joining us. This is Earground, a program that is part of the Earground radio platform, and what we want to do is basically to have a conversation around urban groups and discuss a few things around it, trace the roots where it started until we get to a point where we start to check the status where it's at today. We have a couple of guests lined up, and after this we may possibly bring you up depending on the conversation, but I want to hear from you. You were part of the foundation, you were part of the beginning of urban grooves. Could you take us back to when it started?
Okay. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't put myself as one of the initiators of urban grooves. We just happened to grow in the generation of the people that actively took urban grooves up, because for me, what I define as urban grooves was a collective effort of a generation that decided to do music that was not the cliche music that was being done way back then. If you check the music industry time before was that year 2000. Mm-hmm. 99, 98, the 90s, so yes. Music that was dominating was Museve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Museve and all the other groups that were running around that music, guitar, the kind of music that Drama, RTP, Shared Studios, Ngabongwe would sign people up for. As a result, any music that was digital, young guys singer sign way up. I remember having a chat with Innocent Utswegota. I went to Grammar. Was it Grammar or RTP? And we don't record such music. It was my guitar and but you know what, you need to be persistent. Do what you want. Don't be cornered, by a regime or a system. You have to follow a certain trend. Yes, generation for you to make it. So Innocent Usegota says he then went to Fortune Mparusa, and he made the music the way they wanted. And after it was big but not as big. By the time he then did Country Boy, Going Up to My Dreams, the record labels like Anana, Grama, Chivanga Vatshaga now. But you know what? Your music is making sense. Because like with Country Boy and In My Dreams, Innocent Utswegota, I remember he bought a house.
Wow.
With a single.
Wow.
Wow. So personally, I believe good generation EOU were the founding fathers of urban groups. Fortune, Wheels of Fortune, Innocent Utswe Gotham, and Calvin and Muzi. Calvin and Calvin and
Matonto.
Musa. Yeah, you remember them.
Yes,
Yeah,
Matonto, yeah.
exactly. Those guys were the founding fathers of what we term urban groups. But as time went, but the only disadvantage they had was they did not have enough numbers to make them a movement. Hence, they used to run chinu changa chisina zita, which was digital music, isiri kuitwa muZimbabwe, interpreted in their own way, vachiimba their mother tongue, in their mother tongue, but yet interpreting it in a different way from the Museve zvaiitika, because every generation comes with their own type of music. And that type of music, when it was trying to be introduced in Zimbabwe, yaivharirwa panze. So there were only a few who dared to do that. Vamwe vese vaimhanyira kumuseve. But in the year 2000, 99, 2000, thereabout, if I'm not mistaken, tapedzawo mafomu 4 izvo. Ndo patakatanga kunzwa kuti kune murume anonzi Dylan. He had just come from South Africa. He was a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. But akauya the whole digital era, akauya neCubase VST 32.5, you know. And he was the first person to start really making. There were some guys like Anana Tony Digital.
Yes, Tony Adonis, the Intersound Fearless, yeah.
Vairova, but they didn't market themselves enough. But I don't know how Delaney came through. He stationed himself at Magolis Plaza. I think he had to do with the guy with Shamiso Studios. What's his name?
Gilbert Moarira.
Gilbert, exactly.
Yes.
They created a studio that was out of this world, you know. Vakurekoda na Alexio, na Guess, na Maya, na Chichi. And then the movement started to make sense. After that, they recruited the whole young generation. Ana Rocky Vachipaku, Crampon Boys High, Ana XQ, Vachipa Power and Park Up, Anani. And all these guys were so eager. Ana Plaxides coming from UZ. They were so eager to work. They did compilation Yavenzi Chico. I'm forgetting the name of the compilation that they did. Nana Sani Makalima.
Shamembe, there was Chugutiro. It was before then.
Way before that.
There was the future.
The future. Yeah, Nana the future. Una Alexio and them. Do vakabva vadefine. But vafana vanga vari eager manje, like Anana Rocky and XQ and them. Do vakazopusha the movement now, because they were so on fire. They defined the movement. Kusvika yava kunzi urban groups. I think Delane might explain better, or Naroki kuti what was the name of the compilation they did, Nanaro and Ways and all. Ndo pakadefine the urban groups. Basically, what I would term urban groups is a movement of young people who did various genres of music that wasn't originally Zimbabwean in terms of genre, but vachizvita nerurimi rwamai. Take, for example, dancehall, R&B, reggae, conscious, pop, Afro pop, everything, you name it. They just came through without segregating which you were dancehall, you were R&B, you were chi. They were anaplaxitis, soca or R&B, whichever you name it.
Yes.
And then they combined and just decided to move as a movement of team yangeri despised kuti zvani vanga vasikapiwa mukana wekupinda muindustry. That's how it all started, as far as I'm concerned. Isusu takazoibatira. After that, Take 5 branched out from Delaney's system and started his own studio Grindel Masasa Chamembe. And then all the guys followed because they had a fallout with Anadilani. They were complaining in EMS sales because now this music was actually selling. They would push cassettes going in the street, pushing sales.
So they were making money from sales.
They were making money. But I think they had a fallout somewhere. They can better explain. It's also materials, still starting trying to learn softwares and stuff. But by the time I wanted to get into the industry, Kwakwani yainzi Chamembe now. Vakaita their first compilation, vari TBA in a Tech 5, Chamembe Volume 1. Kunana Stana, XQ, all those guys, Anna Rocky, Pauline, Mafrik, and it was big. Vawatanga kunadzita faith that define it because they were now these guys when it was no longer about money or anything, but they were so hungry to work, and they did great. They took over, and before you knew it, Msewe wango were threatened. I remember going to Magala. Maitam say, but when it's time for urban groups, Mazwa, Jonathan Moya, when it's time for urban groups on stage, everyone would stop what they are doing to watch Rocky and his team because Rocky was like the driver. He would sing a song na XQ, sing a song na Ninki, sing a song na Ninki, sing a song na Ninki, sing a song na Leonard Mapfumo, and when they asked to perform, they would pure one set, but they would kill, Sivas Mashagada would get 1 hour. But Rocky, XQ, Stana, Leonard Mapfumo, everyone, 16, they would be given 20 minutes. But what they would do in 20 minutes, they just defied the odds. With little, they did more. After that, they split Anzani, Tech 5 and TBA, they split. TBA Batanga Chugutiro did his own compilations as well. I think Ndoko Kavana, Diana Samkange, Shane Dings, Anna Trinta and Honey Vibes, a whole couple of people. But you see, the whole splitting thing was more like a branching out and expansion of the movement. Because slowly people were now saying, we can actually do this. We don't have to do Mseve to Tilile Radio. Because Dylan had opened it up for everyone, and in those days, I was given a job. I was going to more VIP, more VIP.
More VIP, yes.
Yeah, they would call me to come and play keyboards around the same time. But Chinguru were my underdogs until Innocent Utswegota gave me a job at Country Boy, where there was another Disciple, and them Flash Gordon was one of their main producers, Nana Tapiwa and Hilgan.
Yes.
And then I got there, Flash Achita Bamrana Disciple, Nanani, and I just put in some keys in GG, and they liked it. They put me on board, but competition was stiff because Flash Pisa anga tango yake movement yakachi, but asina anything anga kutamba ni Roger. And they did
Extra Large.
they did the song Shamula Newe, which just blew Chamempe, like away, like vaka surprise, because they were part of Chamempe, but I think that's how we ran at that point. They did something with Flash, and it was a banger, like a big time banger. Inini ndopandakatanga kuziva boys rachiroro. Ndikanatsona pana pari kupisa. Then I talked to a guy named Prof G. Akanditi uyawaren park you one space yako to do your own thing. I got there. He was friends with David Chifunyise. You know what? Let's work on something. Tinika studio panapa if you want more. Madiri kuna 7th. Band introducer kuna David. Band introducer Alexio. Then I did a song for Alexio and Mskanakanak within the same time. Song became big. Veta #1. It was the first urban group song to topple Chamembe off the #1 spot. Amazoya yangu ndizo chete song Africa.
Yes.
Fire, and it went on for weeks, months, and you name it. Before you knew it, Extra Large came through because I got to connect a fire over Flash Mbaba Tinkatika compilation. We put in Mskanakanaka. We worked with Honey Vibes. We worked with Anatrinta, and then we did a full compilation. Ndo pakazobuda Mskanakanaka ikapera topple the Chamembe off the #1 spot. And it started being a good year. Extra Large came through. We did an album. In the small house where I was singing Dosia Embayango Kumanemi, Amailinda Gigi. Fire, and it went on and on from there. Kasitana Roger dance na sniper, which was purely dancehall.
But you were not calling it dancehall.
No. There were no names.
Okay.
We were just urban groups.
Okay.
Even if we were conscious, we were Zimdanso, there were no names. Alexi was doing his music. I would call it R&B, but was urban groups. Like, that's how loyal the movement was. You would not dare to branch out and say, no, did we hip hop? There were a few cats within that generation who would be like, nah, fam, I am hip hop. For example, like MC Chita, he goes way back, with the movement. And he was with the generation, but he defined his music, kuti ini ndiriwe hip hop, and it would work. But now, ukabuda movement, you wouldn't be as effective as you would be if you just be urban groove. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what
you mean. I remember later on, MC Chita Achizwe a song Naroki, which you can't really term hip hop. You can't also term urban grooves or whatever. It was just a song. It was a beautiful song. Yes, just as an indication, if you were part of the generation, the wisest thing for you in the market would be to just call yourself urban grooves. So a lot happened. I can go on. We know the history and stuff. But
and what happened? Yeah.
In personally,
okay,
what
sorry
I think
to cut you there.
Yeah. What I think personally happened is, I would say it's two things. Number one, people grew. Paitwa music zvaibhadhara and everything, but zvaibhadhara munhu uchisamari yako muhomwe. And there was no zvana teamwork, zvana chichi. We record an album. You kana waita mari yako, wakutenda mari yako, zvatoenda zvakadaro. You're not thinking kuti kuna producer. You're not thinking kuti you have a team. I remember my dancers, some of the artists within the movement, they would quit here and there. Dancer. Dancer. Like I remember, okay, I gotta change my dancers. Mariachi is sense. I need to grow up. I'm gonna be having a family soon.
Yes.
But then that was it. For a person like Roganongoti, you know what? It's my business. It's my name. You're writing on my name. I'm giving you a platform. And this was the inside things, but it was that thing. There was no business sense to what we were doing. It was fun, but fun can only last up to a certain point. When you grow up, like I remember, Mapfumo was the first to grow up. Leonard, we call him Kule because
sorry. Yeah, we have 1 minute and then we switch. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you were talking about Mapfumo. About growing up, yes.
Yeah, he was the first to grow up. When he started his family, the most important thing to him now was everything he was doing needed to make business sense. Saka ukazoona manje wakuti kushanda nemunhu and then asikumekera sense business wise kana mapromoter aramba achingoti yorozvo maara chichichichi azvisameke sense. Inini personally as a producer, I used to do songs for free for all these guys. Tichita hatinozokavana somewhere chichichichi. Like I remember, if I did an album with Alexio, I remember Metro Studios, for example, would pay me royalties for sales every month. I don't remember paying rent out of my pocket. Music paid the rent, Music paid everything, like my first bed, my chi, everything. My first car, actually, ndakaitenga
music.
nemari dzema-royalties. Yeah, that's how it was. Hatichatotaure Zimura and all these things. But problem yaitika when people started fighting now, but no, you don't have rights to get this money. You're not entitled to royalties for this. And munanenga ashanda. Before you knew it, Tech 5 was like, you know what? And chada anything to do with these boys and girls. Because you're not paying to record. That's number one. Zabadara, a promoter does not look for a producer. They look for the artist. A royalty collecting bodies or these sales companies, my distribution companies, they don't look for the producer, they look for the artist. So they will deal directly with the artist. No zones what muna atenga mota kane project yakwe uruvamba netsoka iwe muna receive 10,000 ne project yako, and you're like, okay, so ndikushandire chi, then if you tell the artist kuti badara, you know what they'll do? They look for the next producer. Like I remember, I record someone I cannot remember. A bobo, and then but I was saying, no, but boys, time to badara because I should make a sense. For what it's a garuso. Rusanga chakotanga chipisa night train. And what they would do is one akaenda, everyone else would go because
follow.
What artists would do is they go, even up to now, they go kune arku trend aburitsa chibenga ndo trend iko votoenda mudhara nesu autonewa ucharekodwa newe chichichichi, but but I didn't care, but before you knew it, mangwano rusano kura, but you know what guys, you need to pay, but kura msuru tawenda kuna
Believe again.
Yeah, the next guy, and so on and so on, until producers started stepping away from this movement because the movement was not promoting kufire business revamwe, like the producers or even artists unoshanda nemunhu wadasoka, then mumwe munhu washanda naye then arikuti ndipromoter akakuvhara once auchada washanda naye, and in the end kwakaitika ma-divisions within the movement, because people like the work but they don't like to invest in the work. I just picked a few people that, you know what, ndichashanda na Xtra large, ndichashanda na King Shadi, ndichashanda na Trevor Dongo, and then I had a whole lot of gospel people coming through, like Ndoma Zotaka Zona Zim Praise and stuff.
Yes.
And gospel was on fire because gospel people, they pay. They have shukutamba. So the dia rubata around fundi. So actually dia rubata kana ati babano patko pamwe ngano wachibata. You know what I mean? Like my, let me stick to the people that are loyal in the sense kuti even young with say when they want to make a hit, they come to MacDee. Or say akawana mari, they know kuti kuna MacDee, and it goes on and on and on. Yeah, ndopakafira nyaya papa, an element of greediness and misunderstandings when it comes to royalties and payments, who deserves what, no contracts and things like that. Tachirivana when we're doing this. And before we knew it, we were no longer a team. And the moment you're no longer a team, you can't stand to keep on doing. Bozo can take first Sade kunzwanezwe Eben Grooves. MacDee achada kunzwanezwe Eben Grooves because boys girls.
So is Eben Grooves still there?
No. It's no longer there. Why?
It's dead.
It's dead because what then happened is people later on discovered my actual genres, because that was a movement, a generation evano asking about basa waskuita say all they know is music, like Zugiti was him dance right now. Chi movement noza chakapenga, so chakuti atiskenda basa atiskita say, but all we know is ndikenda studio kwa levels ku chill spot vakandinzwa kuti ndinogona vanondipa mukana. Those are time waitana kudara. Then comes a point where now if they don't learn from my mistakes, it's like if you ask me kuti mseve chacho wakaenda kupi, It's the same things. Kune vakadya mari vakasiya vamwe svika kuti aiwe ngemboita zvekuraramisa mhuri yangu. This doesn't work, you know. My big companies akasvika pakuvhara vakuti what's the point of signing let's say for example kana kuti mashakada anditi oro then after a while akutanga studio yake ndasaina macheso into ufunga kuti tinaye for a while but akutanga studio yake. So who are we going to sign, you know? So my generations are changing.
Thanks a lot, MacDee. I think we could we will definitely continue with you. That was really profound, and I really appreciate your time. I know you still have more to say. I've kept other guys on hold. I'm going to add Cindy, and then move to Joe, and then move to the other guys and hear also their visions. But now you've set the platform, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's fun actually to talk about it.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot.
Later.
Cool. So, Cindy Munyavi. Yeah. So, no man.
David,
no man. What say? Same to keep you waiting, Sha. Drew Bosha.
But it is a bundle of 2 cents.
No, you say, yeah, Sha.
Sorry. Same a mix.
I did it. Aribo. Talk to me.
Thanks for inviting us, Van, about Tizombo Tower.
Thanks a lot. It's actually an honor, to have you on the program.
And it.
Yes. Irukupe Earground, what happened? Magaita say, Ichiripo.
As long as my artists are joining, it means with Earground is Ichiripo. I believe with Earground is still there because you find with one of my artists over Earground, Ichiripo and Nasi, but you the music, you tell you when they to Tambo, my power and Nasi. My church foot.
Yes.
But then I believe with Takazumbo face all my challenges. One of the challenges in Nyandu Ufunga de playing field Yaraba made up with an event. But I'm going back to what MacDee said about my challenges in Yetzemari. Isusu Ambo mentioned after Nyema promoters. So by the time Isusu my urban groovers patakatanga, we didn't know to with Marie. Satabu's the old Madiraga Mira say, you get it. Joti Diamond go far out to plot and phone and we all pay for me Chatoangu. No by who that Garais, Gigi, and the Garais who that Shandora Anton. Then we grew up and Tabatas told my families, Antoine. That was that for not tingo my diaper, and that was what Tinma for not tingo and a sofa, and that was tingo TV, Gigi, is really a goat, and they were an eye and under Comana, Antoine. Then Papa Batango, it's a sort of capif. Drambotaro on a mad DJs, Uti, Isusuma artisans, Taitama producer, Kuram Soro, and I would charge a marriage out either. And so on. The same thing started happening now to my artists urban grooves. My promoter, whatever, I out to say, Kuram Soro, and so on. Then Kuram Soro, what I eat, we cover one way to in alternative sound. You have a way that happened to pop up tiny yo and so on. Of which the sound yo Tata Garachita Kutara foot in a way. Then we were sort of replaced. Ne and got in younger cheap labor. Then one, you get it now. So that cheap labor started getting a lot of promotion from Munyavi. No by example, Tomboti Zimdanzo, you get it. It's also as urban groovers with the urban grooves. There's never a single day they Pane radio station. I allocate an hour specifically to music urban grooves. I just took the urban grooves yet. By it go urban grooves, by it go urban grooves, por it go charamba, por it go macheso, por it go ningina, you understand? So what happened now is certain genres started getting allocated time, slots. For now, we're playing gospel. Can I hear gospel? Gospel is being played for an hour. You get it? If it's Zim Dancehall, it's getting played for an hour, maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And so on. And urban grooves, my time slots, we're giving urban grooves an hour ichiridzwa kana kuti 3 to 4 times a day kana kuti kwakutozikanwa kunzi kuna DJ anonzi Plot Mako anoridza urban grooves chete, you get it. Other genres started getting my DJ avo ukada kutotarisa kune certain radio stations kunotozikanwa kunzi there's a DJ anonzi Ningi who plays gospel music, you get it. Who's doing that for urban grooves? Nobody's doing that for urban grooves. There was no one who was doing that for urban grooves.
But
I can say
sorry
is,
to correct the, I don't know. But if I remember, well, Power FM mainly became an urban grooves channel. Is that not true?
You could be correct and you could be wrong at the same time, because like I'm saying, Kuti, if you listen to the Power Chat show, your Power FM, unoona Power Chat show imomo munenge meaning about music anatonga imo yonana Alec Macheso back then but aita urban grooves isusu, you get it. And going back kune zvambotaura naMacDee, I think isusu maybe we were amongst the first ones ku Power FM kwachona kutoitawo 2 songs angari mu top 5 you top 100 here inoitwa annually, you get it. Yes. But if you listen to it mainly waigonotoona iri 50-50 urban grooves aichona nemca and other genres and so on. So Power FM could have been like an urban channel, but yairidza futi panga pasina kasoro ka segregation kanga kuti unewa ma stations ekuti Plot ndi DJ we gospel chete. You will never find Plot playing Zim Dance or urban grooves or Kanindo, you get it now. So izvozvo ndo zvakatanga kuitika. I think that was partly to blame for kuita down kwakaita urban grooves. It's not like the guys ever went anywhere. We're still making the same music that we were making back then. You get it. And then
but you guys had 75% local content, you had 100% local content.
Right. Listen now. Those guys were not saying 75% or 100% urban grooves content.
Urban grooves.
It was local content, which means it encompassed every genre. Yeah, it comes Zimbabwe, and so on. Saka pa 75% iyo kana 100% iyo, you would go ku Radio Zimbabwe waigona kutozwa iri 100% msere, you get it, because kwekwe vaitons they are mainly msere channel, but waituka waya ku Power FM kwacho kwataiti ndo ukwedu isusu, you would find vachiridza futi ana macheso vacho nanani. So I think you understand now. Apana patakazombonzi urban grooves chete, it was urban grooves and others.
Okay. So you mean to say this is when things changed? Zim Dance and Dubai occupy the same space.
Yeah, Zim Dance. I think maybe the guys what I can say who replaced us as cheap labor back then. You get it. Vacho vakati replace ipapo now. The same way as you get it. But I think right now they're sort of feeling the pressure as well, because one a new generation of artists. You get it now. One a new generation of artists, and those same artists they are being replaced by other artists, the new crop of artists.
But the genre still maintains Zim Dance.
Exactly, but we're still somewhere in there. You get it. And we're still getting airplay. And funny as it may sound, music in Zimbabwe is not a certain town or a certain area. You get it. Some of the artists actually music Antona, kana chena masvimo irogumira vatongo re pabudza apo. Antona. So fine, like with the new crop of artists futhi vakauya. Pane imwe yakazouya kuti isusu, like MacDee said, we came as a movement and toona. Taitoti ukanzwa something kuna roki taimira kuti zvaroki zviite bo, but unoona kuti pakrop yedu yemaartist isusu, even nana macheso, I don't even remember any one artist aimbira the next artist in this song.
But is it not a cultural difference? Like this is Zim Danso, adapted from dance and it's competitive. MacDee is totally part of
No,
the
no,
crowd.
I understand. No, I understand. But then some of the stuff really got to be too personal. And to honor. Zvimwe zvacho zvanga zvapersonal. Isusu mamwe matotoanzwa. Isusu ndisu pamati naubvira takakunonechwa zvedu. But we are one of the people wokona vekutoti isusu when we're doing our music. Tokona kutoti ndisu vamwe vangu vanhu vakaita kuti dance itererwe back then. Because you find out kuti most of our hit songs back then angari padance like ana uri Roger, ana Roger dance. Even here kuti ndoda kushambara newe. It was dance fused with a bit of jazz and totoona. Saka kumangoma ikoko tiriko anditoona. Saka urban grooves that I don't think it will ever die in Ugona. Hapana kwainomboenda.
But do you think we're going to see a comeback with the same buzz yangembo rinayo? Or now like
ukona zvinoitika manje zvinonetsa ndezvekuti maybe isusu the generation of the people vakateerera music yedu stereki. Most of them, they got to grow up, then they had families. Maybe they are not as much power people as they used to be back then. Triple hit, you get it. So this new generation of artists, they've got their generation of fans. My responsibilities as much as my fans. We still have my fans.
Yeah. No. I just wanted to say I think Urban Grooves managed to cross from Waenda Bar, Waenda Ucheche, Waenda Kupi, like it was catering for everyone. Do you think, I wanted to ask that, but I think you've already answered, Kuti. Do you still guys have shows and do you get an audience?
You know that situation whereby people start telling you that Urban Grooves is dead to the extent whereby you as an artist start believing that Urban Grooves is dead. But then you get called to a certain venue to have a gig. When you go to that venue, maybe mamboenda sound check, 2, 3 chichi. You get shocked. This is now. But then it's just like you playing golf, golf chichi. You try to hit a hole-in-one, but then you hit that hole-in-one. But we're still very much alive and and here's radio stations, it's Xtra large. You actually have my songs are to piece some my charts. What is it? Song weekends my charts is song ya wiki. Even the garden here and so on, of which it's understandable and so on. So we are very much alive.
Yeah, I think I heard your song Pension Power FM charts last week. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the songs which are doing well from our new EP. Anyways.
New EP. Thanks a lot. My last question is: do you think Zimdanso is going to follow Kwagaenda Urban Grooves? Kanauti Zimdanso is not going anywhere.
I believe what you mean Urban Grooves are gonna get a Torah break one. It's just that like now the guys are actually hungry. You get it? We're actually hungry and we're working harder than we were doing before. And for me, I can't for me, music has never been a competition and so on. Yeah, so because like now Enzo Aisha, Enzo Kanganisa so rangu. You get it? As my artist talk not to compliment Anna, Isusuna Enzo Achona. You get it?
Yes.
But then vanhu ndo vanozongotanga kuanza tumaprati hanzi ningapera ningi what. But to answer your question, I believe kuti vakaita zvinhu zvavo the right way and learn from mistakes akamboitwawo nesu isusu ma-artists angari before them. I think they are here to stay.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, thanks a lot, Norman. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. I don't know if you still have something to say.
I want to Janasa, I think Shakwana.
Everybody can pick it in notes. I did hear. Finally. This was a struggle, Sha. Thanks a lot.
It's crazy, Andy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thank you so much, Cindy, for joining and welcome.
Thank you.
You have been waiting.
Imagine I was coming from an event and I just parked
Oh, thank you so much.
so that I could attend. But I've been following with interest. Very interesting things. Kutaurwa.
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Like, okay.
I've kept Nox on the hold and I've kept Joe on the hold and Lazi. It broke down. But take it up from where the other guys have left it.
Okay. Urban grooves, like the other guys have been saying, is a culture. It's a movement. It was a culture of music. I started at a hip-hop dominated studio in 2004 called Xtra. Can you hear me?
Yes, I know.
And then went on to also, recorded Chamembe, and my first song that was out being Staira with XQ and Mapumo and yada, yada, yada. As for urban grooves being finished, okay, it's not a genre. Get it right. Urban grooves was not a genre. It was an umbrella term, just like Afro beats is not exactly a genre. And you hear that Nigerians have begun to cry foul now because they now want my definitive names to their genres. It's an umbrella term. What I think happened is that every artist, every product has a life cycle. You'll agree with me? Chinchese chinepa chinotangira, chinepa chinoputika, chinepa chinoguma. And when you are observing your product life cycle, you need to be honest with yourself to say, inini pa life cycle yangu nda pakati. Kana wakusvika pane inonzi decline stage, it's either you reinvent yourself or it's done. Why I say that, ana akeli vakatanga vachaimba yainzi New Jack Swing. Vakapinda mu R&B vachi-evolve nema sounds aiuya. So the only thing that will make an artist stay relevant is evolution of sound. For example, if a Sungura artist wants to remain relevant, they might not do Sungura as it was done in 1990, but might be forced to fuse with genres that are relevant. For example, Jazz Signal will sing with Madzibaba. Madzibaba is not singing with Jazz Signal for fun.
Yes.
Madzibaba wants relevance. And dancehall is what's popping, so he will fuse his music with dancehall.
Yes.
So I don't subscribe to the fact that Munanoti urban grooves is dead. XQ is one of the mainstream urban groovers. He was doing it right from the start, but he's managed to remain XQ, but he has evolved sound-wise to remain relevant. So it's a situation of, when you have a hit song and you're famous, and maybe you're not surrounded by people who will tell you, no, Cindy Maimbira waita Nerudo. For example, I did Nerudo in 2008 with MacDee, then released it in 2010. If I were to sing another Nerudo without considering what the young ones are doing right now, and the sound that is popping, we might not have a situation where I still remain relevant. So I'm not going to go with the notion that urban grooves is dead. Every artist that was making hits then can still make hits now. But is the movement still there? No, the movement, we're no longer moving as a unit. Okay. Everyone is doing their thing. Was it voluntary that people went to do their thing, or the space that you guys occupied was occupied by other people? Because you've mentioned XQ, and there are a few other exceptions, but it's not everybody who transcended from then who is stuck to maybe a specific genre, but they were from urban grooves and they've remained relevant. There are a lot of artists that were super amazing that are no longer there, but still there are some that are still there.
Sniper is there, Trevor is there, Alexia is there, and you are there, and a couple of other artists. But we have 50 other artists that are no longer in the space.
Okay, a lot of the stuff has been said before. What happened is around 2007, 2008, the economy got really tough. I can assure you that when I got into the industry, by the time I finished tertiary education, I was paying my own fees every semester. Why? Urban Grooves badara. We're in a space where there was this new baby and there was this push to emancipate the artist. I could sing one song and get maybe an equivalent of 300 US, which in my NGO. You see, there were so many of these organizations that had events. It wasn't just my promoter, not Pinza Mabawa, who were paid. Come 2007, 2008, things got tough. Our producers were used to being paid. MacDee. Vangawa ni mafiza vavaichaja. Mafiza vakatanga kudhura. My promoter akakutizeza because tatine ma stipulated fees at Ibadara, even kugala, there was a minimum that an artist could get paid, and it was always decent. So then you find kuti kwakatanga kumuka a new breed of artists that promoter aisa vanhu 50 per poster.
Yeah.
And that artist was hungry to get out there. Saka aigona kuenda pa poster even asiri kubhadharwa. Then came a new movement, which was a cheaper substitute to a promoter operating in a very tough economy.
That's interesting.
You understand?
I'm trying to add up what you've said and what Nomi has said, that you're saying Zim Dancer is a cheaper option that penetrated the market as
it was a cheaper substitute. Look at it this way. Urban Grooves had distribution channel radio. At first, radio kind of shunned Zim Dancehall because the quality, according to them, wasn't up to scratch. And I'll say this because I was a radio presenter at some point. And these were some of the arguments that were being raised. So Zim Dancehall created its own distribution channel, which was WhatsApp, and predominantly WhatsApp and flash disks and pirated CDs. So they didn't need a radio to be heard because their audience, Yangairi, exactly kwavaisa music. So imagine there's this song that's bubbling under in the ghetto. Radio is kurira. And there's a clever promoter who knows kuti Harare Gardens ndikati $2. Ndikaisa poster remunhu wese ari hungry because vanhu vezimdanso were hungry to get out there. Don't forget the economy was tough. The youth had no jobs. And this was something that had come up chaipansa kuvararamis. Saka where the promoter apa vanhu, you can imagine kana poster paine vanhu 50 mugig muchipindwa ne $2 kwa Harare Gardens. Guess how much the artist is getting paid? Do you honestly think there's a promoter angaunga needs a gig of that magnitude? Kuti aite loss, aite Father Christmas? No. The promoter was at an advantage. You have a situation where an Urban Grooves artist saying, no, for less than 500, I won't get on stage with a backing track. And then there's this guy who's bubbling under, arkurira kumarain kwake, who is saying, 50 mdara. Itori bo. And then Panama poster pa akatanga kunetsa ezimdanso pekuti kana usiri pa poster you're not hot. So
and
it was
actually I remember during that time there was a moment when some artists would literally pay to be on the poster.
Yes, that the competition was stiff. You see, Zim Dancehall came with numbers. There were enough young people singing who wanted that slot. So how does a sane promoter, I'm trying to play devil's advocate. If I were a promoter, being a business person, and I had this whole list of artists, varukura msoro in quotes, but van vajaira a certain paycheck. You can't tell Ninda Tandajaira kutambira $500 kuimba one song, to yours imbe 2 songs, nokupa 50.
But what value are you guys bringing? Because the promoter would say, look, should I pay $500? Musinga, one, they would say, maybe, Musku Jamisa Chaunga, 2, you're not filling the venue. was it not a value proportion that the promoter opted for the alternative product that was giving them the same value or even 10 times the value as compared to another product? So it's better I wear Adidas than to wear Adidas, that kind of thing.
I'd just like to put a disclaimer to those who are watching, and this was sure I'm giving you my shades up a platform zvaitika as we see it. Urban groovers vanga vasisa churn out music as frequently because already zvakambotaurwa zvezvekuti nemaproducer hamusikuwirirana hamusikunyatsobhadharana. But I felt like dzimwe nguva kusabhadharana ikoko was because artists ari kudhurirwa naproducer because the economy is down, you are not hired as much, and then there's this movement that's churning out music en masse. It's not only a cheaper substitute, it's a cheaper substitute in numbers. So it's not because the promoter shunned us per se. The promoter made a business decision.
Yes.
To say, let me move with Chinichi Chaunga, even artist Ningaka and Shainira have got alternatives. Just say now Tipango Unasindi, Betty Makaya, Plaxidis, Tererai, Pauline Pamone, 10 girls to pick from. In this case, the promoter had 50 guys to pick from who were bubbling under. It didn't matter if that guy didn't have a hit song, as long as he was bubbling under Kumarain Kwake, you know, it was a whole different movement with a whole different vibe. And it made sense at that time for a promoter to opt for that, I feel.
So in essence, you're saying you guys failed to evolve and somebody came up with an alternative product that fit in the same market that you guys had, because you guys had radio. These guys didn't have radio. They were on the streets. They were in the hood. You guys had better studios. These guys didn't have better studios, but they were more hungry. And you guys, I would say in quotes, were found sleeping and you did not evolve. So ultimately, the alternative took over. Because why I'm saying so is how did XQ manage to evolve through all of this?
You see, now the evolution then came with individuals. Because we were no longer moving as a unit. Zim Dance was moving as a unit. We were no longer moving as a unit because everyone had a personal grind. So you'll find that people evolved as individuals. I would like to say in Urban Grooves, I was a late entry. We came in at the same time na Trevor Dongo. That's the same time we started to pop. And we are still here because we've managed to pay an ear to the evolution of sound. Everyone who is still here has managed to adjust to sound. Now, adjusting to sound might not be credited to the artist as a person or as an individual, because as a creative, as an artist, you have a certain way of doing things. You have a certain way of composing music. Now, if you don't have munhu anouya okuzevezera munzeve mako kuti iyi song yauri kuimba iyi yakangofanana nezvawaita in 2006, ezvinezvi sound iri kupopa ndeyakati, adjusta uite zvakaita sei zvakati. It's very easy for an artist to sing exactly the way they sang 30 years ago. I'll give you an example. The late icon Mutukudzi zvaimba kudhara is the same way yaimba now, but because he had a monopoly in his sound, he had no challenges. Anga asinga challenge with. Urban Grooves is an urban contemporary genre, which is a mixture of different genres. So you have a substitute left, right, and center. Mtukudzi had no substitute because he had a standalone sound.
This is what you guys failed to create. You guys failed to create a standalone sound. You split to specific genres, but you did not create standalone sounds. And a standalone
what you don't understand is we are the reason why there are standalone sounds. We might be the sacrifice that had to be made for us to have what we have now. Why I'm saying
the way for Zim Dancehall.
we paved the way for Zim dancehall, for Zim hip hop, for Zim R&B, and any other genre that there is. The only reason why we were put in one basket is when we started off, it was something new, which was not the Sungura, whatever people were used to. So we had to move as a unit because we were something new that was not exactly acceptable even, when it started, and we're garnering support. But it's difficult to start in a part of a movement and then branch off and be something that is standalone. Okay. Right now, if Zim dancehall artists were tasked to splinter into if you listen to Zim dancehall, they're trying to splinter into my standalone sound. My helmet. It's already another process.
It's a rhythm. No, but my rhythm.
No, helmet is not a rhythm. I asked the dancehall artist, what is my helmet's chi? So can it dancehall is Zim dancehall. Is the dancehall, sound more like Jamaican chi? Dancehall. So I'm gonna munhu ari kuti inini ndinoimba urban grooves, inini ndinoimba R&B. Pabate papa. Patonana Bounty Lisa vari kurova muchi? My helmets. Ukateerera vanhu vema helmets vanoimba predominantly in patois. Vane chisound chinenge chanati oh. Then pane vamwe vanoimba Zim dancehall ine more of a sungura sound in terms of melody. Saka mawana atotanga pane vachasurvivor pama helmets apa neZim dancehall because one genre is going to break through internationally and become a standalone sound.
Do you think we're going to see an international breakthrough from the urban sound?
We already do. Jah Praiser XQ have done it. Jah Praiser is not making a breakthrough using his traditional sound. Jah Praiser realized, you know what? Urban contemporary music is what's selling under the guise of Afrobeats. Afrobeats ndo urban grooves yema Africa. XQ akazviona kudhara dhara. Zviri kutoitwa kudhara, zviri kutoitika. Zim dancehall can also make an international breakthrough. Do you know why? Kune crew ukatonzwa vamwe vakutoti isusu tiri international tirive mahelmets. Nditoona mahelmets mawana totanga you ask me 2 years from now. Kuti Cindy waiona kuti chi. Saka to just sum it all up, for an artist to thrive, it's not about what genre you're under, it's about the evolution of you as a brand. The main thing we failed to do as individuals is to recognize that we are brands, and music haitangire pama records ichigumira pama shows. Unogona kudya because you're Cindy Munyavi. In Indofeka Brazilian and Doda because I'm Cindy Munyavi. I've got people who will say, oh, Cindy, BUE, every month talk about Brazilian Onoda, just wear it and tell people kuti BU, and tenge food gana Gelium sort of Vida is there to do that for me. Kana ndikafunga kupfeka hembe yemaplastiki ndongofonera tembani mbochwa ndoti ngati mbopenga topfeka hembe yechi yemaplastic. Money will come your way whether you are releasing music, you are selling music, or you are doing shows. You are supposed to be paid for being the artist. Right now, and a new edition, Mabenda Kudara, they're still touring, they're still getting paid. Muna anza apera. Muna anongofanira kuziva value yake. Oita say, but so ngotozwa na nomara kuti tinotoenda kuma show tichitozadza. New edition inenda ku show yotozadza. Hapana chinonzi kupera, but yekupera ilanguage yemuZimbabwe. Ku America auone pa internet vachitaura language yoyo. They celebrate their artists for ever and ever. If I want to be Madonna and Gogo in the right environment with the right kind of support, it can be done.
Thank you so much, Cindy. That was profound. One last question, and then I add Knox or Joe. Are you guys bitter? Are urban groove artists bitter at the fate of things and at Zim dancehall?
Bitter. That's a very strong word. I'm doing better than I've ever done in my career. So why would we be bitter? I didn't have this many endorsements when I started. I didn't have this much income when I started. I wasn't a standalone entrepreneur when I started. I wasn't paying. I was paying for my hairdos when I started, and what's happening is maybe we have not gotten to that place where we make people aware of our success, because even this social media era is new to us. I feel urban artists need to take advantage of social media and let their fans know what it is, because fans can never guess what you are doing well. Do you understand? So no matter what you know, haso rangu ane haso rake iri kutoraramisa mhuri yake, it no include music, but maybe my fans are not aware. Wonzwa akanyarara ufunga kuti zvina sei hazvisi kufamba. So inini, I'm not bitter. I'm more than happy with what's going on. Ndakangonzwisa chinhu chinonzi product life cycle, ndakanzwisisa chinhu chinonzi brand rangu, ndakanzwisisa kuti you need to surround yourself in a team of thinkers. You can't think about everything yourself. Bryce Nation is there to do the thinking for me. Bryce Nation is there to do the A&R for me, to say, Cindy, is there a rambo chimbana chimira, dai tambo, dai so, toregra kuti take offense. There's nothing to be bitter about. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely
so
nothing.
much,
The
Cindy.
pioneer of the genre is still the one taking all the top awards. That should be a news flash to everybody. You will be surprised at what people are doing out there, but maybe we're not blowing our own horn, because we're never used to blowing our own horn. We're the country's darlings. We're used to being celebrated. Pasati pani ma WhatsApp, pasati pani ma Facebook, pasati pani ma Instagram. We've had to adjust to those things. So I encourage the fans to just follow us, and we will tell our stories the way they're supposed to be told. It shouldn't be about speculation. Go to Cindy's timeline if you want to know what Cindy is doing.
Thank you.
Don't assume.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate. So I've had two guests, Joe and Knox, that have been waiting, trying to get in. Let me see if I can get them on board. And I really appreciate. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I learned so
Sorry,
much
I talked too much.
No, I understand, because there's so much to say. This conversation has not been happening, so it's actually good. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Welcome.
Yes.
Dave Plus.
Ndribosha, what do you say?
I'm good, man.
Coach Chimanyi wangu, I've kept you waiting for very long, so I think I don't want to take your time.
I wasn't really following the whole discussion, but I don't go to my 2 cents. If I don't go shake fast, do see wrong, but I'm sure I know watch Xtra kupinda that one day.
Yes, Joy Chiripoya.
Okay. We cannot really blame anyone for what happened to Urban Grooves. Mainly because everyone was trying to make a living. And like vakanyanya vacho vanga vane mari vacho ndo vakaita kuti zvidaro, because vaida kuwana more money. At the end of the day, everybody is trying to make money, and you cannot blame anyone, especially in a situation like economy and Zimbabwe. I'm sure the way the economy has been like for quite a while. And to say that this person came and destroyed, they did destroy it because they were trying to make a living. And at the end of the day, Kanaori artists are no or an artist who wants to survive, you do everything you can to remain relevant. You cannot point the blame game with I think the gata is gonna that alone of which, if you know you've got talent and you know and you believe in yourself, you always remain relevant. I've got a couple of names that I can name. Wingidi is still one of them. XQ is one of them. And there's quite a number of guys that are still relevant now. And the reason is because they understood that it's a dog-eat-dog industry. This is what it is. Those Tongoripo. Koya dance, him dance, Yahoya, because Poya ma promoter, Asinene art, Avanine promoter art. What they want is to make money. And you cannot blame them because Duma mirror economy. You know what I mean? They go kune dzimwe nyika kukuti mari yacho iripo yekupromota art, you know what I mean? Like zvemashuwa vanoda nyatsopromota art kuti maartist anonyatsogona anzwike kunzoko. I'm sure pane a lot of artists vatinoziva kuti pane maartist angaita ngana nhenga, but they just vakazongoshaikwa pasina. Chikuru ndechekuti bag pane pasina, and maybe genre vanenge vachiita vanhu unoziva kuti I've noticed vanhu vekuzimbabwe vanotora time kuti vanyatsonzwisisa munhu anyatsogona zvemashuwa like vanhu vanyatsogona sterek. Hadi kuzimbabwe unotora time kawo vanoda zvinhu zvakapusha so zvinhu zviri very easy kwavari ndozvavanoda. Why? Because vanhu vakuita kuti zvinhu izvozvo zvinzwike zviri easy izvozvo ndokubatwa kwavari kuita, and zviri available everywhere, you know what I mean? It's available. The music is readily available everywhere, and I think from my 2 cents but game ndakaribata zvangu kubva kudzata parakatanga kuchinya kuti okay ndokwazi kuenda saka pakatoipa saka kuti survive ka tufana kuramba yes.
I think you're one of the longest survivors. I remember when you did Nyara, it literally took over. Zim Danso was on the peak, at the peak then, but he did Nyara in a big group song, and it blew up. It literally closed. And I remember you being flown to Zim by several promoters to just come and perform. You took over the Zimbabwean market in South Africa. You had evolved even in terms of the sound, but what happened? What's happening now? Is Nox done? I know the studio. What's happening?
I was eating. And you know, in music, there's always what's called an element of surprise. If people expect your next move, it's exciting. And sometimes you just have to do what you have to do to make sure that you still have that element of surprise.
Yes.
Like, I've been quiet for quite a while, and I've just recently come back with Uchandi Funga, the reggae tune. Because you actually right now in Rugu Wales, right? I'm on tour in England as we speak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are still touring? I mean, confirmed.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now. I still have a couple of more time here. And then Rugu like last week in Birmingham, I had 2 concerts in Birmingham in the same city. Yes, I got sold out. Two different venues last week. This week we went to Northampton, Neku, Sheffield. So this year it might be different. And which is that element of surprise that I was talking about. But music with the way you want, you know the money. And these days to put you need to have a backup. Believe not believe in your brand. And also the most important thing that artists need to understand is a brand is more important than a hit song, because a brand can sustain an artist more than a hit. Because my hit songs are little mazano wait 1-2 months over a period. It's 2 times that hit song the whole year number 1. So I couldn't say the turnover in my hit songs are very, very, very short. So you need to understand. No, sorry, no,
it's fine. It's okay. Yeah.
So you need to understand you should build a brand. Or think it is a brand rako, or how much people is a brand rako. I don't know if you understand.
No, I hear you. Do you think you're getting enough support from the media? Because now somebody's actually saying that in Cape Town you fill up venues, and someone says in Johannesburg you literally fill up venues, and we don't hear these stories. We don't see these things. What's happening? Is it that the media has just shifted and turned a blind eye on urban grooves?
I don't know. You remember what I was saying before? Even media, it's not okay. Okay. Sorry, I think I'm gonna be here for the next minute or 2.
Oh, okay, cool. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Even like I was saying, just to give you an insight, even
Showbiz will never.
Are you ready?
Earground Radio.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
New voices amplified.